What's going on, guys? Andrew from Team Nightside here, coming at you with a deck profile for Thunder Dragons for December 2019. This is my take on the build. It's a going second build. I wanted to branch away from playing rogue decks, and so I picked up what I would consider to be a decent tier 1 deck. Without further ado, let's get into the profile. I do things a little differently in this deck than some people do, but it just fits my playstyle. I like to go second and combo off, potentially OTK, or just set up control. We have 3 dark, as per usual. 3 dark lets you, it's standard. Everyone at this point knows what it does. We play 3 regular Thunder Dragons, 3 Roars, and 3 Matrix. So, your 12 main Thunders. From there, we only play 2 copies of Hawk. It's searchable, it's easily accessible, and there's no reason for me to actually play 3 Hawk because it'll brick because it's a hard once per turn. But I like it at 2 better than I liked it at 3. And then I play 1 copy of Duo. This lets me overextend OTK, potentially overlay with a Colossus into an extra deck monster. From there, we have our 3 normal summons, Batteryman Solar. This extends a lot of combos. It's the best normal summon in the deck. If your opponent decides to chain shifter to it, or if they decide to be dumb and chain like a macro to it, you'll still get your banish effect. But it's the best summon monster for the deck. A lot of people are playing Aloof. I don't like Aloof. It's more of a slower card. It makes good hands better. It makes bad hands worse. I don't like it. 1 copy of Denko Sekka. There's a lot of back row decks out there now. A lot of people are setting a bunch of stuff. Denko says no, and it's an easy side out card. Also on the main deck, Lancia. There's a lot of Orcust around right now. There's a lot of Thunder Dragons out. There's a lot of Grand Maju. Shotgunning Lancia can blow them out for a turn and stop them. I also main deck 2 Ash. Self-explanatory. Everything's searching now. On to the spells, we have 3 Allures, Draw Power, Desires, again, Draw Power. I had somebody explain Desires to me in a way that I could find useful. Instead of it being banish 10 cards, imagine you're just putting those 10 cards on the bottom of your deck and you can't use them for the rest of the duel. It's kind of a stupid way to think about it, but that's the only way he actually convinced me to play it, so there's that. 2 Cosmic Cyclone. I feel like every single deck right now should be maining Cosmic Cyclone, mainly because people are main decking Floodgates, Mystic Mind still exists, Orcus is real. There's no reason not to play this. And it's not my only back row 8, you'll see more of that later. I main deck 2 Dark Ruler no more. Remember, this is going second, so if I shut off my opponent's effects, then I'm free to do what I wish. Mind Control. It lets you go into your link plays. You play in the mirror match. You can send away their stuff. You can snatch their Colossus, turn it into a Titan, and plus off it. Just a really solid card. Everybody should be playing at least 2 or 3 copies. And then I only opted to play 2 Thunder Dragon Fusion. I've seen people play 3. I've seen people play 1. I like 2 because if I have 1 in the grave from a previous turn, I can banish it, get a search, and then I can still play the regular fusion from my hand. Also, if it gets hit by Desires, I'll still have 1 as a backup. But I do like 2 fusion. It hasn't really bricked for me. Obvious one-ofs, Gold Sark, Foolish. This is basically Batteryman, but as a spell. And then one tech Super Raleigh. Not really a tech per se. Everybody's kind of playing this right now, but I don't like Super Poly, but it's kind of a mandatory. You have to have at least 1, so I'm playing the necessary 1. And then main deck 2 Evenly Match. As I said, this is going second, so you want to be able to draw this and just go straight into the battle phase, evenly match their board, and then establish your Colossus, establish your Titan, whatnot. That's it for the main deck, 41 cards. On to the extra deck. Obvious, obligatory 3 Colossus. Best monster in the deck, Thunder King Ryo, but better to protect itself, whatnot. Only 2 Titan. You only need 2 to keep cycling. I found that I didn't need 3 as much. But I wish I could play more Colossus. I go through a lot of those. Other fusions, I have Super Poly targets, Chimera and Venom Fusion. This one's for the mirror match. For Orcus, this one's obviously for Salad. I was playing Dragostapella, but Venom Fusion Dragon covers the only time I'm going to need Super Poly into that. Onto the links, I'm playing one Lambda. It's a generic 2. I like it better than Landfo. Some you have to play it. Link Karibo, obviously. Unicorn and Phoenix, both really good. To clear certain cards off the board. One Boral Sword, one Boral Load. This is for the mirror, and this is for an OTK. Boral Sword is still pretty good. Boral Load, not so much. He's probably going to come out later on for an Appaloosa. And then the one extra deck monster that is an Xyz. I'm playing one Titanic Galaxy. I don't have a Dengirsu, otherwise he'd be in here. I like Titanic Galaxy. He's a spell negate if my Colossus are pretty much useless. Onto my side deck. My side deck's a little weird because I have a lot of side deck cards in my main deck, but that's kind of how this deck will flow. You have 3 DD Crows. This card is absolutely outstanding this format. I love it because you can just go in and you can crow any of their targets that they want to recur. You can, it's really powerful against Orcus. It's good against Salad to an extent. Good against a lot of rogue matchups too. Pankratops, deal with floodgates, deal with problem monsters you can't get rid of. Bait Ningirsu, bait Appaloosa, whatnot. He's just a solid card to play. To Nibiru, a lot of people are starting to play around Nibiru, so there's no real reason to main deck it. You can side deck it. If you manage to resolve it against Salad, you should win that game. Twin Twisters, more back row hate. I don't like discarding cards for this, but it's kind of, I have to play it or I lose against stuff like Mystic Mine, against back row that could hurt me. Like Summon Limit, there can be only one. I need to have some kind of out to back row, and this is a go second back row card. These next few cards are kind of if you're going first in the second match, or if you your opponent decides, hey, you're going to go first because you're playing a go second build. 3 Eradicator. This card is a blowout against Striker. It's a blowout against Mystic Mine. Anything that's spell or trap heavy, this card absolutely destroys it. Colossus and Duo are your prime targets. Summon Limit. A lot of people are sleeping on this card, but if you manage to resolve it, it can sway the game in your favor. Because most people aren't maining outs to back row, so this card is still pretty good. And then the last card, Imperial Order. Again, it shuts out Hero, it shuts out Sky Striker. Just an overall really powerful card. Anyway, guys, that's the Thunder Dragon deck profile. I hope you all enjoyed it. Hopefully I'll be able to come at you guys with another deck profile. Until then, Team Nightside signing off.